Okay, this is going to be a quick instructional video on how to disassemble, clean, re-oil the Glock 19 Generation 4. It's pretty much the same for Generation 1s, 2, and 3. The only difference you find as far as variation goes is before Gen 4 has a backstrap, which I don't have installed. Earlier gens didn't have this rail, and Generation 3 and below do not have the double recoil spring. But other than that, cleaning disassembly is all basically the same. So we'll get started here. First thing you're going to do is make sure your weapon's clear, of course. As you can see, this weapon is clear. Don't even have a magazine inserted in it. And you're going to bring the slide to the front. With it clear, pull the trigger. You're going to take your thumb, put it around the back strap here. Wrap your fingers around the slide just like so. And one squeeze, you bring the slide to the rear. While you're holding it to the rear, you're going to take your slide lock or your slide release, whatever they want to call that little lever right there, on both sides, front and back. You're going to pull down on it. Once you've got it all the way depressed there, you're going to release on the slide with this hand. Then you push forward and it comes right apart. Now you have your pistol grip or whatever you want to call it, and your slide in two separate pieces. You take this, you set it to the side. You're going to take your slide, and next thing you're going to do is you're going to remove your recoil spring. You do this by pressing in right here on the end of it, pushing it through the front. With tension kept on it, you're going to pull up and slowly let out. I haven't ever had this shoot off on me, so I don't think that'll be a problem, but still keep your hand on it. You take that out, set it to the side. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to remove your barrel. To remove your barrel, you can either let it fall out or you can press up right here. And you're going to kind of go forward a little bit with it. Once it's out of there, you just pull it out. And it's as simple as that. There's not really a whole lot to these weapons, and that's why I like them. They're extremely simple, reliable. I've never, in 5 years of carrying a Glock, I used to carry a Glock 22, but 5 years of carrying a Glock, I've never had one malfunction on me one time. So, call it luck, I don't know. Anyways, when you clean it, I mean, this is as far as you're going to go with just a simple field strip and clean. I wouldn't go any further than that unless you know what you're doing. I'll do that in other videos. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it if you're kind of limited on what you know about it right now. If you're new and getting into Glocks, I would definitely recommend learning a little bit more before you pull apart the slide or pull apart the trigger assembly down there. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Clean everything you can see. I usually take a brush, some Q-tips. When it stops turning black, that's when you're good to go. Now, sometimes it's going to be difficult, especially if you use like a CLP. Use a CLP, you're always going to get some black. I know I used to have problems with M16s. They had so much oil embedded into the metal. Anytime you'd apply CLP, you'd get some black off of it. But anyways, clean everything here. I mean, make sure you clean your little rail cuts there. Take your barrel, clean everything you see. Try to get down in there if you can. Of course, run a barrel brush through. I like to use whatchamacallums, snakes. I don't know what the hell you call it. Bore snake. I like to use bore snakes personally. I think they're a little better, a little easier to use. Next thing you're going to clean, I mean, you can get this as best as you can, but of course you're not going to be able to get in the internals, and don't ever try to take this apart. Absolutely never. You're going to mess it up, I promise. Once you have everything cleaned, of course, just brush on the inside of there. Get that as best as you can. It's not a massive deal. Instead, it's a Glock. It's like an AK. They just keep going. You're going to oil. Me, personally, I put a coat of oil on everything. Hold on. Personally, I put a coat of oil on the entire inside here, everything I can see. Very, very light coat. And I put a light coat on the barrel, outside of the barrel. And when I run the cloth back through the barrel, I put a light coat on the inside of the barrel, light coat on the outside here. And then when I actually dab oil it, when I put a drop, I'll take a drop and I'll put it right here on the end of this piece attached to this trigger bar. I'm losing my train of thought here, losing my thought. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called, but it'll be that little bar right here. I'll put it on the inside there, and then I take a dab of oil and I put it on each one of these little bars on the inside there. And once you're done with that, I mean, reassembly is the same exact as disassembly, it's just in reverse. So you take your barrel, your slide, put it down in there, go back, it'll click down in place. Now you're going to take your recoil spring, seat it in the front here, and then you'll have two notches here. I'm just going to, there's two notches right there. That's part of the barrel. 1, 2. You're going to want it in that bottom notch. If you don't get it in the bottom notch, it's not going to go back together right, and you're going to have problems with it. So, what you got in the first one, you're going to push, click it down on that second one. When you're all the way seated, you're good to go. Your slide is completely reassembled. Now, next thing you're going to do, those two little slots, you're going to put those bars right in those slots. Slide it all the way back, rack it, it's locked. You're good to go. Next thing you're going to do is a function check. So without a round in the chamber, I've already cleared it. I know it's clear. I'm not going to do it again. Pull the trigger, it fires. Rack it back again. Pull the trigger, hold. Rack it back with your finger still depressing the trigger. Release to make sure it resets. Bam, you're good to go. And that's how you disassemble, clean, and re-oil a Glock 19. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and post them down below and I'll comment back. Try to reply to those, get to them as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe.